Hey Business Besties, welcome back to another video with your girl. Hey, welcome in everybody. So today's video, we're gonna get right into it. I had a lovely subscriber. I'm gonna try to insert it somewhere in this video that she asked me to make a video on how to find an office space. So y'all should see it somewhere on the screen. But anyways, thank you, girly. And of course, your wish is my command. So first and foremost, I would like to say thank you for buying the digital product. She did purchase the DNA ebook step by step. And what I will say before we get into this video, even though I tell you step by step, one of the things I want to encourage y'all to do is get out here and put some action behind it, okay? Get out here and make sure that you are not just gaining the knowledge, but you're actually putting your best foot forward and going out here and getting those clients. Because one thing about it, I don't care how much you know or learn or how many partnerships you get, it is nothing like going out here and getting your own clients. That's where you're gonna see the most profit. You cannot be scared to go out here and find those clients. Yes, I tell y'all everything y'all need to know in there, how to get started, what to do, all of that in the ebook, but you cannot be scared to go out here and say, hey, this is my business and the only way I'm going to be able to grow is if I go out here and market myself, right? So I just wanted to put that out there because I think I made a video about this, a little quick short about this recently, like nothing is going to be handed to you. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows you exist. Nobody knows about that office space. Nobody knows that you're a mobile collector. So until you make your presence known by going out here and getting into some of these companies' faces that need you, nobody knows you here. And you don't have to start off in their face. If you're that type of person where you could just go out here, get your list of companies and market to them in person, that is amazing. That is the best form of marketing, is in person, right? But leading up to that, if you're just not that, confident and comfortable with it, it's okay to make phone calls and emails. You're still putting your business out there. Somebody might want to book you right then and there over the phone. You know what I'm saying? So just know that you are going to be the reason why your business grows and expands. You. Don't wait on nobody else to do it. You purchase these ebooks. That is for the knowledge portion. The knowledge portion. It's up to you to get out here and get it, okay? I just want to put that out there because I'm doing it every day. And yeah, I'm seeing the fruits of my labor. So now let's get into her question. I can only tell y'all my experience. I know there's so many ways to go out here and find an office space if you're choosing to do a brick and mortar. If you're choosing to do mobile, then this video, I would say you can listen in on it because future-wise, you may want to get a brick and mortar. But if you're mobile, get started right away. If you want to be mobile and then get off into you a brick and mortar, that's even better because I see it all the time. A lot of people prefer to do it that way, save up their coins and then go out here and get an office space. But her question specifically was, how did I find my office space? I'm going to be honest with y'all. I was able to find my office space pretty quickly. Any office spaces that I have ever found, the first place I go is Facebook Marketplace. I'm just telling y'all for real. I go to Facebook Marketplace first and I look under commercial. I type in what I'm looking for. So if I'm for office suites, aesthetics, hair, nails, whatever you're doing, you can literally just go on there and type in what type of suite you're looking for and stuff will start popping up. I have been successful just doing that. And then there is scams. We're just going to be honest. It is. Even when you're looking for a house for something, it's scammers out there everywhere on every platform. Hell, even Zillow. There's scam artists everywhere. So you do have to kind of be careful. So if somebody asking you for money up front or they want you to do an application up front and there's application fees, you can stand on that and be like, no, I want to tour it first. You can even scare tactic them like, hey, how can you prove to me you own this space, or that you're the property manager for this space? If they willing to ask you questions and be all up in your business, want to know your social security number, your birthday, your proof of income, then you can be in their business. Even if you don't have a realtor, you can still find ways to look them up and see, you know, who really owns these properties or whatever the case may be. I haven't ran into that because I do have an eye for kind of like, this just don't seem right. Something about this, like my discernment is there. Like if something telling me something ain't right, I'm gonna follow it. I ain't gonna push it. I'm gonna literally follow it, right? And I'm gonna move on because I know my space is out there. So the first thing I look for is I go to Facebook. Now, yes, you can look on all types of whatever listings that y'all typically use for, even if you want to find an apartment, you can find commercial space. Do I recommend suites? I do. I would not suggest anybody go out here and get a storefront for their first office space. I feel like that's something you can lead up to. And once again, this is just my opinion. Reason being, most storefronts, I guess I could say the area. I'm in Georgia, so that's what I'm going to speak on. And Georgia storefronts are not cheap. You're probably going to spend anywhere from $1,400 on up for a storefront, depending on where you're at. Some even $4,000 and $5,000 a month, depending on the area, right, and the location. So I will always say start off with like a suite, whether it's not office, that commercial building, where they're office suites. So like medical office suites are some of the best suites that you can get. Now, what I will say about medical office spaces is sometimes they will limit what you do in their business. I'm just saying. So make sure you know the right questions to ask. If you know all the services you offer, you go into that mention. And once you get into the space, if it's a space you like, if it's a space you don't like, why waste your time? But if it's a space you ended up liking, make sure you question, hey, I'm a phlebotomist. Am I able to do phlebotomy services here? Am I able to draw blood? Because some people will tell you no. They will. You also got to remember that some places, they do kind of look at what's the market within their building. So they won't let too many people do the same exact thing in their building. Not all landlords of properties is like that, but some of them, they factor that in because they already in a partnership with somebody as far as that person is paying them every month to be there. They may say, hey, I don't want to take away from them because they was already here, so I'm not going to allow you to do that here. You know what I'm saying? So you might run into that as well. So once you find your space, what I would say is start from Facebook first. Look for office buildings, look for suites, because you can be in a suite with other businesses that has nothing to do with drug testing. Even in my building right now, it's so mixed. We even have estheticians in here. We have so many different businesses within our suites. So, well, within the building, of course, we all have our individual suites, but also factor in price. Have a realistic budget, especially if you're new and you're starting off. Make sure you have a realistic budget, because what you don't want to do is get in over your head and having to be kicked out and moved within you just really starting it. So have some suites don't even charge you a security deposit. They just charge you current month. Some do. I know for me, most of the time I have always had to, well, I ain't gonna say all the time, but most of the time I have had to pay a security deposit along with a rent. So I always make sure that I have that within my budget to not only cover the security, but at least 2 to 3 months worth of rent, just in case something happens. I have allowed myself to get out here and hustle and bring myself some clients in for the business to start making money and pay its own bills, right? So hopefully I'm making sense of it all. I'm making sense with all this. If you stay to the end of the video, I'm going to actually give y'all an updated tour of my office. Not much has changed, but a few things has changed since the last time I did a tour. But yeah, I hope I was able to answer your questions. Like I said, go to Facebook Marketplace first. Find a space. Make sure you talk to the landlord. Vet them as well if you feel like something is off. And make sure you let them know the services you're going to be offering, so it's not a conflict with them later on or other people in the building. Now, if they don't have a problem with you doing your lab tests and stuff, and there's already labs in there and there's multiple labs, then hey, get the space if that's what you choose to do. Just make sure you know you might have to hustle a little harder, because now you got these competitors within the same building as you, and sometimes when it comes to the clients, it can be confused, but I would not let that stop me. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it. Just so I know, if they let you do month to month, do a month to month. If they let you do 6 months, do a 6 months. If they want you to do a year, do a year. Anything over a year, maybe 2 years is probably like the most I would do. But factor that in, that this is just the start. This is not going to be the end. Once those leases and contracts is up, you can go out there and find the space that you really want. Sometimes it's best to just get something affordable, something in a good area, especially for what we do. Pay attention to like the parking lots. Because think about it, you're going to be dealing with truck drivers. So if you got to pay for parking, or you're on a busy street where they can't get in and out freely of the parking lot, that can disturb them from coming to you and maybe going to somebody else. So factor in all of that. You know what I'm saying? Location is important. Is it the end all be all? No. When I was looking for my particular space, the main thing that I was focused on was the space big enough for me? Location, how far away was it from my home? And then the parking lot, and then affordability. Those were all factors that I had looked at when I got into the space. I didn't really worry about what other labs was around me. Did I want to go into an already oversaturated area? No, but is this Georgia and everything here is oversaturated? Hey, it is what it is. I get in where I fit in. I'm a hard worker. I'm going to go out here and get it no matter what. So that didn't matter to me. But I would say my office space is around 250, 300 square feet, which is perfect amount for me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and get y'all into this tour real quick. If I answered your questions, if you've been wanting a video like this or wondering anything like that, make sure y'all let me know if I missed anything or y'all feel like I didn't cover anything. I definitely can do a part 2 for y'all. Y'all know I'll be having them written down. I just go off the top of my head, and I felt like I wanted to touch on the most important things, like where to find a space, what you should look for, using your discernment, and affordability, location, things like that is to me what's more important than just grabbing a space and jumping right into it. You know what I'm saying? And remembering this is temporary. You can always move. If you love your space and it works for you, stay there. If you don't, then just start looking when you know it's almost time for your lease to be up and move around. So yeah, let's get into this tour. Okay, so I'm at the door from when you first walk in. Y'all can go back and check my other video for reference, the original video I did of the office tour. But like I said, my office is around 250, no more than 300 square feet, which as a beginner is perfect for me. So right here, I have my sanitizing station. I have my phlebotomy chair. I have my sign in and out, my marketing material. I have my phlebotomy supplies. I have my fingerprinting supplies, a trash just in this area. I also have a TV, which I barely use. I have some signs, and I have my gloves and masks there. Right outside that door is a bathroom, so I love the convenience of the bathroom. Here's some more phlebotomy supplies, all type of stuff that I need, phlebotomy, drug testing, DNA supplies I kind of keep here. Very much, yeah, it's right there. It doesn't take up much space. If you notice, instead of going across, I went up. So, and I have a cabinet like another one of these at home, and it's actually much taller than this. I'm thinking about bringing that just to get a little bit more organized. Some water, some ice packs. Then I have more waters in the fridge, my little snacks, little stuff up there for my personal use. These are extra supplies. They were able to fit in the boxes. Stay in the boxes, and I just pushed them in the corner because it was just an open space, which is perfectly fine. It's nowhere near like taking up any walk space or anything like that. I just did a video on my travel bag, so that's why it's in there. Once again, hanging stuff up on the walls kind of help, but as y'all look around, everything still is open and not cluttered. I do have my sign up there. Then over here, same thing with my my U-shaped desk. It goes, here's the client's area, here's my area, here's my printer station, some filing stuff, my cup, which I typically have on the other side, but I was doing a video, so. And then as you see, my desk goes up, so it actually gives me more space to do more stuff with, you know. And then in the corner, I have my little vacuum cleaner. This little side thing came with it, and I just keep my clipboards and stuff in there. And then underneath in the L shape, which is pushed back against the wall, none of the clients really see it unless they're paying attention. I have extra supplies and stuff like that down up in there. And then, like I said, this is the receptionist area. I have my little trash can right here. I love having my windows open so that I can get natural light. I have a cute little picture up here, and it works. This small space actually works for me. I have my little sign there for when I'm leaving out for lunch, because I do take a lunch. And yeah. I hope this video helps. Once again, I kind of showed you the space so you can see what 250 to 300 square foot can get you. It's enough space to get started with. I don't see myself going anywhere no time soon. As I grow, I will. As my team grows, as I grow, as I add more things to my business, which I do plan to do, kind of get an office space and collaborate all my businesses under that one main office, and maybe have smaller office like this throughout. You know, I don't really know yet. I don't know what God has planned for me. I know it's going to be amazing no matter what, but I wanted to kind of give y'all a visual of what you can get for 250 to 300 square feet. You don't have to go out here and get something large. Now, if you're in an area where you can get 500 to 700 square feet for under $1,000 or $700, $500, depending on the area. Once again, I'm in Georgia, and then I'm North Georgia. Things are a little bit more expensive. Out this way, I have seen people that's been able to get something double this size for almost half the price that I paid. But once again, it goes down to location and the area that you're in. So I hope this video helped. I'll say it again. I'll be trying to end the video and then I think of something else. Well, if this video was helpful, and I explained pretty much everything that I can think of off the top of my head, just make sure y'all like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all on the next video. Peace.